for and help Black women thrive in the clinical research industry. We have Kelly Davis from IACT, and we also have Jess Williams, who is an employee for IACT. So Kelly, thank you so much for joining. I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle. First, thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to do this. This is very, very exciting for our company. Very exciting for me. There are two things I love talking about most in this world. And number one is my kids. And number two is this company and this team of people. So this is very, very exciting for us. So welcome, meet IACT Health. Okay, so who are we? Who is IACT Health? IACT Health is a clinical research company with 16 clinical research sites across Georgia and in Virginia. We're also looking at expanding into additional states in the US, so we're excited about what we have up and coming. In our sites, we conduct phase 1 through 4 research in over 30 therapeutic areas. So inpatient, outpatient, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and medical device. To date, IACT Health has participated in about 1,000 clinical trials and helped over 80 medicines receive FDA approval. It's very exciting. Overall, we have an average enrollment rate of 212%, which is also very exciting for the company. So I want to talk a little bit about our history, how we got started, and how we got here. So Dr. Jeff Kingsley, he's our founder and CEO. He had a medical practice in Columbus, Georgia, when he started dabbling in research kind of on the side, as a side hobby. He ended up developing this just genuine, hardcore passion for clinical research, and went full speed ahead, full time, developing in 2005 what is now known as IACT Health. So we celebrated our 15-year anniversary as a company last year. Actually, we haven't celebrated yet due to COVID, but we are celebrating later this year with a company-wide retreat that we're very, very pumped about.
Yeah.
So Dr. Kingsley has this amazing passion. I can't even explain it. It's a passion for excellence. It's a passion for people. It's a passion for the clinical research industry and continuing to make it great every day. What can we do to make it greater? Not just for IACT Health, but for the entire industry, because it impacts the entire world. We know that. This is what we do, right? We know that already. That's why we love it so much. That's why we have such passion for it. Dr. Kingsley bleeds passion, and it really trickles into every one of us. You can't hear Dr. Kingsley speak without just feeling the passion that he exudes. It's pretty amazing. And as a company, that's how the entire company works. It's every single person in the company has this amazing passion. So it's very exciting for us to talk about it and explain it to you and welcome you into hopefully applying and wanting to be part of our awesome team. So Dr. Christine Sin is our COO, Chief Operations and Implementation Officer. She is just amazing. She's a Wonder Woman. She's able to do more things than I ever think a human is possible of doing. And she does it and still has a smile on her face. She has a PhD in psychology and master's in psychology and advertising and public relations. So she has such great insight on so many different things, not just for the company, but for the entire team. She is a mentor as well. She's very well-rounded in project management and loves project management. She's like a guru for project management and clinical research. So the way it all comes together is really actually kind of beautiful. So I want to talk a little bit about our culture. Our culture as a company, we are very, very growth oriented. There is not a single day or a single moment that goes by that our team is not looking for ways to grow and improve. If that's investing in new technology, if that's looking at new real estate, looking into growing into more states or more indications, that's what we're looking at every single day. And not just for the company and company success, but for our employees and their success. We love when our employees grow. So that's what I mean by growth oriented, not just the company, but our employees too. For our employees to grow within the company and grow personally and professionally. We love to see that and help make that happen. We are all driven and highly motivated. We're a team of people that are always just keep using this word passion, but there's no better word for it. We're a team of people that, actually passion is one of them too. We're passionate. We're passionate about the industry. We're passionate about our patients that we're helping every day and for the change that we're making in the world. Our company, we're passionate about our company. We're passionate about our team. We love to connect. We find all different kinds of ways to make that happen. And even in our new virtual world, we're always looking for ways that we can stay connected and stay having a good time and help continue to build our awesome relationships that we have. We believe in a good work-life balance. We value that. We have some really awesome benefits that help with that as well. And we encourage employees to use things like PTO and to let us know what they need from us so that we can help them. We always encourage diversity and inclusion. That's something that's very huge for us. We're transparent as a company. We have town hall meetings every quarter where our CEO is an open book. He talks about financials. He talks about things that we've done in the quarter, goals that we've hit and goals that we didn't hit, and what the future looks like, what our goals are for the next quarter, what our goals are for next year. And we open the floor. We have an anonymous survey that we send out so that employees can ask questions anonymously. And then we send them so that he has them for that meeting. And he talks about it, every single thing. And he opens the floor for anyone who wants to talk. Transparency is something that's huge for us. And it's huge for communication in general. Just knowing what's going on helps us all be better at our jobs, helps us all be better for our patients. We're team oriented. I talked about that a lot when I talked about our passion for each other. It's something that's pretty amazing. There is not a single person at this company that is not happy and willing to help each other and just helping us make sure that we're all getting through what we're getting through. Everything that we do each day, we do as a team. We work as a team together. We value our employees' feedback and their opinions, our collaborative environment. We have meetings where we invite tons of people in the company, everybody in the company. Our town hall meeting is one of them. But we also have, weekly meetings, bi-weekly meetings throughout where we're all talking together and we're all coming up with ideas together. And that's something that we do as a team. And it goes into empowered and empowering. We want to make sure that our employees feel empowered because they are. They have a voice. We hire professionals and we trust our professionals to do their job. So if that means they have a new idea for process improvement, yes, awesome, we want to hear it. If that means they need to take some tomorrow off or they need to work 5 to midnight instead of 8 to 5, that's fine. Whatever works for our employees so that they can get their jobs done. In certain aspects, it's not as flexible. Our clinic sites aren't as able to be as flexible with schedules, but that's why we have a great team. We can stagger things, we can make things work, and we can cover for each other. That's how we continue our just flexible work environment. So our fundamentals are something that we love to talk about. This is something that's always, it just goes a long way. We say, even all the time, constantly, you'll hear our CEO say, we actually hire and fire based on our fundamentals. So our fundamentals help define our culture. And I kind of want to take some time to explain what they are and why they're important, and why they're important to us. So appearances matter. That's one of the toughest ones. Jeff, our CEO, will tell you himself, I'm a rebel. I don't care about appearances. I want to be my own person. And that's totally, that's not what the message that we're sending. With appearances matter. Appearances matter, like in clinic, making sure all of our uniforms match, making sure that patients, when they walk in, they feel confident and comfortable with our staff and with our team, and with our building. Appearances matter in our facilities. Appearances matter so much more than the way you dress or even how you carry yourself. To us, appearances matter in every single interaction you have with another person. Email communication, phone communication. There's so many ways that things can be delivered differently with email communication. So for appearances matter, we're talking about everything. When you're talking to someone in person, are you making eye contact? Are you helping them feel comfortable? Because it does matter. It does matter for the company and for our personal growth as well, and professional growth. And do the right thing and be fair. I don't think those need any further explanation. We know what those mean, and they're definitely important, especially in clinical research. Can-do attitude is one that's huge. We love a positive outlook, positive attitude. We always expect a positive attitude, and do whatever it takes. It's kind of amazing the way you can see our team running around and truly doing whatever it takes to get things done, to make sure our patients are taken care of, to make sure all of our team members are doing well. And if they need help, we want to jump in and help them, and be bold and have fun. I kind of talked about how, we're running around doing whatever it takes, and we all have these positive attitudes. We're all human, and we all have things going on outside of work and inside of work sometimes that can be overwhelming. Maybe it's emails. Maybe we have a lot of emails this morning when we walked in, or maybe it's something from home. But have fun. That's why have fun is one of our fundamentals. Having fun and just also means working together. If there's days when it's just not my day, maybe I'm not feeling positive right now, I can shoot somebody a message, any person on our team, and say, today is not my day right now. And they're going to respond. They're going to say, what you need, I got your back. You got this. What can I do to help? That's how we get through things together. We are bold and we have fun together, so that when we have those moments, we're able to work to do that and to help each other through them and to get through them seamlessly, and then still come out with a positive attitude. Accountability definitely is important. It's always important for us to hold ourselves accountable. Never guess. We have tons of resources available for our employees, and our communication platform is just amazing, the way that we can communicate with each other and the resources that we have to make sure that we're all on top of everything. So there's definitely, as far as guessing goes, if you can jump on and ask any single person any question, speak honestly and truthfully, and honoring commitments. So those are all important things. They're kind of like work ethic guidelines. They are values that are part of who we all are as individuals, individually. And they're what makes our team so great at working together and collaborating together. We know everybody on our team meets these fundamentals. So we work together so well and so smoothly. And this definitely helps do that. Setting these expectations up front helps do that. And they're not only expectations. We have fundamentals meetings every other week where two different members of our team, every week it's two different members, talk about one of our fundamentals. We talk about what it means to us and how we've seen it displayed. Sometimes we're even shouting out other employees, hey, this person really was really bold when she did this and really amazed everybody. We're shouting out each other in these fundamental meetings. And we're giving tips on how to stay just having that passion for excellence, to stay on top and stay amazing and stay amazing people. That's something that's really works well for us and is awesome for us as a company to be able to do together. Okay, so I do want to talk about our benefits because I am trying to show y'all how awesome the company is. First, we use medical. We do have medical we offer for, we use United Healthcare. We use a PEO, which is a professional employer organization called Insperity. They help us with our business administrative things, our HR things like leave administration and benefits. So because they do this for so many companies, they're able to offer really great rates. And I'm going to show you in just a second an example. There are always multiple plan choices available, and all employees, once they're hired, are eligible for coverage to start on day one, which is really awesome. So this kind of gives an outline of our different plans that are available in our prices. So to give you an example, I don't usually go to the doctor very much, so it's not as important for me to have a lower deductible plan. So I choose a higher deductible plan. I pay $40 a month for my medical insurance. So that kind of gives you an example. It's definitely more when you add family and you go to a lower deductible option. That's going to be the case no matter where you are. But these prices are some really great prices, something to talk about for sure. So we also offer dental and vision through Emeritus, and again, eligible for coverage beginning on day one for those as well. And then our workplace flexibility, that's one thing that I kind of hit on a little bit as well already. We have flexible work schedules available for all remote employees. We also work with our clinic staff to help make sure that they are covering for each other if they need to take some time off. Also on site where our offices are, where our biggest location is in Columbus, we have flex offices. So for those remote employees who really want to get out the house one day, or maybe their internet goes out one day, if they want to jump in, they can come into it. We have flex offices available for that as well. We also have an employee assistance program, which is a lot more involved than just a confidential phone line. There's so much available through this employee assistance program that is pretty awesome. There's gym memberships and virtual gym classes and financial assistance, help planning and things like that. There's all kinds of free resources that are available for our employees as another benefit. And then career development. I mentioned that we love to see our employees grow. We have continuing education funds, so all of our employees get $1,500 a year to go towards additional webinars, training, certifications, things like that if they want to receive. Our coordinators can get certified through ACRP. We support professional certifications through ACRP and other as well. So in HR, there's a organization in HR that I'm a part of. There's all kinds of different certifications that you can get that don't have to be through ACRP, but that can be helpful for you and the company. And that's something that we're always excited to be able to do. We're always excited to see them used as well. When they are used, we're shouting out to their supervisors, hey, this person is continuing their professional growth and looking for ways to grow and improve so that they know too. We do believe in continuous feedback. So we're always always letting our employees know how things are going and what's going on, not only with themselves, but with the company. We have a kudos channel. We utilize Microsoft Teams for our internal communication. And we use a kudos channel where we're shouting out people daily. That's my favorite channel in Teams, to see how everybody's shouting each other out. It's really awesome in our environment to see. We do conduct individual performance reviews to help employees grow as well. That's done annually. And then we also conduct monthly one-to-one. So all of our employees get a monthly one-to-one with their supervisor to just sit and have a conversation, just sit and have that time with them and talk about the things that have happened or the things that are up and coming. And if there's something that there's a concern about, that's an opportunity to talk about it then too. And even if it's something that they just want to be excited and shout out about, that's an opportunity to do that too. Our monthly one-to-ones are very effective and useful for continued growth. This is how we stay connected and we know where we all stand. So these are all different ways to help us continue our growth. So we have a dynamic work environment. I've kind of explained it a lot and I keep using that word passion. We do. It's always changing. I think we're all used to that in clinical research and in healthcare. If you're not in clinical research and in healthcare, we're used to changes. But it's every day. It's exciting. It's fascinating. It's interesting. It keeps us on our toes. It keeps us working together as a team to figure how to get through whatever the new change is. That's something that's very exciting. We do have team happy hours. Some of our departments have happy hours and outings like that. I'd mentioned that we're putting together a company-wide retreat for later this year. We also do a lot of virtual team building. We're through Microsoft Teams. We've recently, just a couple of months ago, had our first team building event that was virtual. That was a game night. We had a Family Feud game night that was really fun for our team building. So we're always, with the changes in our remote world, where some of us are remote and some of us are on site, we're finding all kinds of different ways to help make sure our employees are connected and not just connected for work, but having a good time together and building and maintaining great relationships so that we can continue working together and collaborating together. We have a culture committee that is dedicated to planning these events and dedicated to helping our employees feel welcome when they come on board and making sure that they know their voice is heard and that they're happy. And just employee appreciation in general. We have a committee that's dedicated to that. And then through Insperity, which is our PEO, we do have perks at work as well, which includes additional savings on things like the last one I saw in there was a Samsung discount. They have hotels and flights and insurance discounts. I get letters in the mail from Insperity saying you can call these different car and home insurance options because you could get a good rate with them even. So there's all kinds of different benefits that are just free, just because. That's something that's exciting too. So I talked a lot about how we as a company, we're always pushing through things together. We're always looking at ways to just continue growing and continue being awesome for our communities and for the world and making smarter medicine. But I don't just want you to take my word for it. You can't just listen to me and believe everything I say. So we do have a few employees who have sent in some different things, reviews that they wanted to say, some things that they wanted to say about our company. We actually have one employee who's here with us today who wanted to jump in and speak as well. Her name is Jess. Jess, are you with us?
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for just tuning in with us. And what's funny is I have been a member of Black Women in Clinical Research for maybe 6 months, and I had a monitor tell me about this group, which is amazing. So being a Black woman actually in clinical work research and being an IACT employee is simply amazing. I love this company. And I don't say that just because they pay me. They are really, really good. Really. Everybody really is a team player. What I love most about it is they care about the patient. And that's the reason why I got into medicine is patient care. I genuinely love people and they genuinely love people. Our fundamentals, I love it, is actually how I live my life. Their core values is who I am as a person. So it was easy for me to come in here and be myself, like without any problems. And when I say if you need anything, everybody here to help you. I'm a clinical research coordinator at the Lawrenceville area, and I can reach out to budgeting, contract, HR, Kelly. Sometimes she'd be like, well, I don't know, but I'll find out for you. No, even if nobody knows, we will figure it out together. And one thing we also love about it is we have fun here. We laugh, we joke, we play, but we get the job done. When I come to work, I don't feel like I'm coming to work. And to have an employee that actually takes the time, employer that actually takes the time to say, what do you need? Nobody has ever asked me that. And that's on every level. What can I do to help you get your job done? Or do you need anything else? Like if I need something personally, no questions asked, it gets done. If I need to take off, do what you need to do so you can be okay. Because if you're not okay, you can't come to work and be okay. And I don't have to worry about, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job or any of that. Is they understand and they care. And like, these my family. Like, I love everybody and I love it here. The PTO is amazing. You come in with PTO day one. And most importantly, we a family. And they hire and fire based off who you are as a person. And as long as you're a good person, you'll really fit in with us. I love it here.
Jess, do you mind if I share your story when you started?
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
about you. It's about
Okay,
how awesome you are. So when Jess started with us, we were actually moving buildings at her location. So we were in the middle of moving buildings right before she started. And before her start date, she sent an email to me with her 2 forms of ID and said in the email, hey, I can start packing with y'all. What you need from me? Well, I'm ready right now. Let's go. And that's what and then this. She heard about this event and reached out to Danielle and said, hey, this is awesome. How can I want to shout us out. How can I be a part? And that's something that is amazing to us. Jess knows we love her. Jess is, her favorite saying is, I just want to be the best Jess I can be. And I love hearing her say that. And she said that earlier with me and Danielle on the call. But that's what I mean. When she did that, I was blown away. I was like, if this isn't can-do attitude, do whatever it takes, I don't know what is. So that's what is so amazing about this team. And I like what you said, Wade, what we've been saying is we have a work family. We work together. We love each other. We have fun together. And these are things that are just what we expect and who we are and how we live as people, as individuals, and as a family and team together. It's something that is really quite amazing to be a part of, for me, for sure. We've had a few people put in some words. I don't know if you've been reading through them as we've been talking, but I kind of want to read what they said. Nancy is our marketing director. She said, what I love about working at IACT is the way the company's core values align with my own. We don't just talk about our values, such as doing the right thing and appearances matter and never guess or be fair. We put them into practice. We have regular conversations led by each person on our staff where we share ideas and examples of how to practice these values in our everyday work. I feel blessed to work with coworkers who are smart and committed to be led by a management team that supports, challenges, and empowers each individual to be creative, innovative, accountable, and amazing. I just love what she said. And then April, our nurse practitioner, I'm going to have to move my screen a little bit so I can see. She said, for me, I love the difference we see every day in the subjects we're able to help. I'm talking about a patient getting confidence back again because the rash on their face is gone, or they can breathe again because our COVID treatment worked, or a young preteen is able to learn, function, and maintain A's and B's versus D's and F's because our new treatment for ADD worked. This is the stuff I live for, making a difference in the lives of our patients. These were really awesome for us to read. For me to see these when they came through, it brings tears to my eyes sometimes seeing what the things that employees are saying about us in our communities and to each other. I actually did an interview last week where the person I was interviewing said, I have a friend who told me about your company. And then 2 days later, I was at daycare waiting to get my kids. And there was another lady there who had an IACT shirt on. And she started talking about the company and how awesome the work environment was. And I just went home and applied. And that's the kind of thing that we hear a lot. And I will never, ever get tired of hearing it. I love hearing that, what we're saying, what we're doing, it's not just something that is written down somewhere. It's how we live, and it's who we are, and it's how we work together. And I keep saying it's quite beautiful. It really is. And it's really, it's very heartwarming to hear the community talking about us, and different people just reaching out and saying, hey, I heard about this work environment and I want to be a part of it. That's something that is amazing for us because that's what we want. And that's how we want to live. That's how we want to be viewed in the community. That's how we want to be viewed in the industry. So these are some other things. We actually have done a anonymous survey as well before, just finding a word. If you could pick one word to describe your company, what would it be? And these were some of the words that came through. So this was something that was cool to see, all of the different words. The number one word that was put in was fun. Fun was used more than any other word that from most employees. So not only what's next for our company? Well, my question is, what's next for you? We have current open positions that we want to talk about. Two that we're really, really, really wanting to talk about today are our regulatory and budget manager that's open right now. It is a full-time remote position. For this position, we are looking for someone with regulatory management experience so that they can lead our regulatory and contracts and budgets department. This position can be remote. So you decide. And that's what I mean when I say we hire professionals and then we trust in you. We trust in you to get it done. We trust that you're able to do your job. So if that means that it's better for you to work at midnight because the kids are sleeping and it's quiet in the house, then that's fine. Whatever works for you to make sure that you can be successful in your role. All we need to know is what we need to help you do that. We also have a site supervisor position in Columbus, Georgia. This is an on-site position, but can be an on-site position that's 2 or 3 days a week and the other days remote. We are happy to provide relocation assistance for this for the right candidate. And if that means, again, like I said, if it's a position where you can be on site a couple of days and work from home a couple of days, then that even opens up the door for anyone in Georgia. They can just, that they're, within driving distance to Columbus. I would say probably a 2-hour range. I don't know that I would want to drive further than that a couple of days a week, but to each his own. Somebody might want to. I used to drive an hour to work every day, and it was the quietest hour of my day every day. So I actually enjoyed it. But at this point in my life, I wouldn't. So we are, again, happy to provide relocation assistance for that position. For that, we're looking for someone who has experience managing a site. So managing a clinical research site. That's what we're looking for. Good, strong clinical research knowledge and experience, and then managing people as well. This is Columbus, Georgia. In case there's anyone on this call who is interested in a site supervisor position, this is what Columbus looks like. There's all kinds of fun things going on in Columbus. There's whitewater rafting. There's tons of things for kids. There's a fun downtown. In case there's anyone who would be interested in relocating, I figured I'd throw that out there. But I'd also want to open up the floor, open up the room if anyone has any questions for us. All right. Well, I do have.
Let me see. I can read questions, so it'll be easier. Let me see.
Is that you talking, Jess?
No, that was me talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
So we would love to hear from you. We have our contact information up here for you to see. I'm going to leave it here. If anybody has questions, I'm here and I'd love to answer. Or if you want to reach out individually, here's our contact information so you can do that. But we're very excited about these positions. We're very excited about our company growth in the future, and our employees' growth. That's something that we just can't contain our excitement for. Are there any questions about the company?
I have a question, Kelly.
Okay.
So as far as someone wanting to apply for the position, what is the best way for someone to apply tonight?
So our position is available on Black Women in Clinical Research. It's posted there. It is a link to bring you over into the Indeed posting. So it's posted on Indeed. It's posted at Black Women in Clinical Research. It's also on LinkedIn. So you could submit a resume through the posting on LinkedIn, or you can send a resume straight to us at this email listed right here on the screen.
And should people indicate that they were in attendance for the event?
Your question about the company. You can also use these contact tools for that as well.
Let's see, we do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Let me see. A person said that I am probably looking into a remote entry role. In my case, I have transferable skills from years working in a clinical laboratory. I hope I can at least get to intern the least so I can get started in this field. I think that was more of a statement.
So it's asking for a remote intern position. If that's, we don't have anything like that right now available, if that's what the question was. We don't have a remote intern position available right now. And right now, entry level remote position, we don't have one right now. We do allow interns and someone to shadow on our clinic staff every now and then. Right now, we just don't have a position or an opening like that available.
So
but anyone who's interested, in applying for any position can submit a resume to us at hr@iacthealth.com. I usually keep resumes on file, especially ones with clinical research experience, so that I can go back. And I do ask, I ask, candidates who are interested if they're okay with me contacting them in the future. So if there are any questions that you have, just reach out. I mean, just shoot us your resume. There could be something. I mentioned that we're growth oriented. I really mean that. And I really mean that we're changing every single day. There could be positions open tomorrow that aren't open right now. We do have some in the works. So there's totally and indefinite, not indefinite either. There are tons of resources and ways that you can get that information to us. And if you even send it to us now, it's something that we can review and keep in mind, so that if a position does come out, I can be like, oh, you know what? I had this candidate submit their resume and I think it would be a great fit. And we do that a lot. We reach back out to people a lot when we're interviewing.
So we have another question. Someone mentioned that they're from Canada and they would like to know if the remote opportunities is open for those outside of the USA.
That is a great question. Yes, it's something that we haven't done yet, but it's definitely an option that we would be open to.
Let me see. There's another. Any roles available for someone transitioning into clinical research?
So right now, we don't have a clinical research. So any role that we have for someone transitioning into clinical research, usually it's going to be, I think it's clinic first. Our clinic positions usually are the best ones to get if you really want to get in and learn about clinical research. Getting into that position, medical assistant, research assistant, clinical research coordinator, those positions really help develop you into the industry and help you learn full circle. As a coordinator, you just see every department. You're in touch with every department. You learn from every department, and you really get good information as a coordinator. We don't have a coordinator position right now, but those positions we are always interviewing for. We're always open to interview for those positions because those are ones that come up so often. So absolutely. Not currently open, but could be next week. You never know.
Okay. I know you had already answered this. So people are asking, are all the clinic locations in Columbus, Georgia? But you had mentioned earlier Lawrenceville and Virginia.
So we are in Columbus, Georgia. We have 7 locations in Columbus. We have one in Rincon, Georgia, which is near Savannah. We have 2 in the Atlanta area in Lawrenceville, and then 1 in Suffolk, Virginia. Those are our current on-site facilities. But we are looking into more states, so keep that in mind too. We could be coming anybody's way.
So I know a lot of questions. It seems like a lot of people are asking questions about if you have CRA positions, any, I guess, positions like drug safety or pharmacovigilance roles.
We don't have that right now, and we won't have a CRA position, but we don't have any other. Our 2 positions that are open right now are those 2. We do have additional positions open in regulatory and in recruitment. Our recruitment position is based out of Suffolk, Virginia. So it would need to be someone who can be involved in the community because that's more of a community outreach type of position involving physicians and patients in the community. So that's the other one that is on site right now.
Okay, let me see. I think that's it. Did anyone want to ask a question and come off of use their video, or I'll say now is the time to network if you want to ask a question to Kelly or to Jess to get an idea of the work-life balance, or did we ask Jess to tell about telling her story and how she started?
How I got into research?
Yes.
Yes, actually, I am a medical assistant, and I just got into research because the coordinator was actually out that day and they needed somebody to draw the blood. Me being me, I was like, no problem, I can do it. So I went, got the patient's blood, and 2 days later, I had a job at Emory, and I did not know anything about research. My mom and daddy had to buy me a book off Amazon. I had to learn all the new terminology. I self-taught myself because I knew the lab part, but I didn't know anything about research. And I've been in it ever since. But most importantly, stepping into it, I had to really self-educate myself. And I just took the initiative. I'm gonna get my foot through the door. Like Kelly said, I would email you like, we need me to help you pack. What do I need to do to be a part of this? I just made myself seen and took the initiative to I'm here and I'm here to stay.
I think that's very important. You have to put in the work. And I think a lot of times, with the clinical research industry, sometimes people are thinking, okay, the positions are going to come to me. But, if you really want to be involved in this industry, and even from my own experience, you're going to have to put in a lot of work to get to from point A to point B, especially when you're entering in a new industry. And so I think that's very important. Thank you, Jess, for sharing and letting people know, like there's going to have to be some effort and, some self-teaching and, watching YouTube videos and networking and talking to different people. Let me see, someone has their hand raised. Adana, apologies if I mispronounce your name.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
You say yes? Okay. So I know that a lot of people are saying things, I see a lot of messages in the group about stating your trans. So for example, coming from like customer service,
You're going out. I don't know if that's just me or can you guys, okay. You're going in and out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Or still choppy?
No, not choppy.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I was saying, I was saying, I know a lot of people talk about transferable skills, and when you haven't started in clinical research, how do you play up those skills? Like, what skills are they looking for?
So I believe she's saying what skills are considered transferable, Kelly, when you're trying to get involved in clinical research?
That's a great question. So if you're talking in terms of clinic, when we're looking to hire new clinic employees, we're usually looking for someone with some type of medical background. So it could be medical assistant, it could be a biology degree, it could be, it's a combination, or it's kind of a combination of things that we're looking for. But like Jess said, a lot of our coordinators started as medical assistants or research assistants. But I have seen a lot of fast track, the clinical research fast track. I've seen a lot of those people completing those. I don't know, I feel like that's probably helpful just to get started. But a lot of times it's just getting your foot in the door, is getting that medical assistant position or something like that in clinic is the probably the fastest way. Maybe not the fastest, because then you still have to grow into coordinator, and you still have to learn into coordinator. But the skills that you definitely want to have to be, are you looking for being a research coordinator, or being on, on a regulatory side or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's really, like you say, Kelly, it's really important to identify where you want to go in your clinical research career, and figuring out if you want to be a coordinator, if you want to be involved in data management. So once you can kind of pinpoint where exactly, your journey is going to go, then you can align yourself with different people in the industry and reach out to people that hold those titles and just ask them. A lot of times people are willing to share their transition in the industry and how they got started. So sometimes it's really about putting yourself out there, reaching out to people, letting them know this is what I'm interested in, and these are the skills that I possess, and being open to, do those trainings, learn, the GCP, and learning that terminology. So when you're going into those interviews, you're confident, the terminology. You can even talk about your transferable skills, and really looking at what skills you possess and knowing the transferable skills that's in this industry. And once you can really put all that together, you're going to do amazing in your interview. And, with Black Women in Clinical Research, we have interview prep, we have different services that can help you propel you in this industry, because it's not easy. and it's difficult. And so we realized that we need to be there to support people. And that's what really it's all about with starting Black women in clinical research, having those resources and being able to ask those questions and those hard questions to help you in this industry so that you can get the job and so that you can, go to the next level in your career. So, apology, is it a Debusai? Did you have a question? We can't hear you. You're on mute. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, yes. I'm a pharmacist and I'm transitioning into clinical research. I'm trying to find out, as a pharmacy, having a pharmacy background, what is the best way to get into the industry? Like you said, I've been on YouTube. I took like a clinical research course on online through CRA Institute. I had a certificate, and I'm trying to find out what would be a best entry level that I can go to get into clinical research, and if you have any internship or apprenticeship, I will be open to that too. So I just want to find out what I need to do from here on in terms of getting an opportunity in clinical research.
What would you say you're most interested in clinical research? Are you most interested in patient visiting, conducting patient visits, or anything patient facing, or the business side and those other departments working from home?
I'm more into I'll be more into a patient, but patient visiting site, I can do that too, because practicing as a pharmacy, you talk to your patients, like retail. I've been in hospital, I've done retail, I've done most part of pharmacy. So I'm interested in talking to patients in terms of counseling about drugs and whatever aspects that they might require me to do, I am open to it as well.
I think now is a great time for pharmacy in clinical research. I think a lot of different industries have a lot of vaccine trials probably going on that could use a lot of pharmacy help. We currently don't have a position open in pharmacy, but I will say that I think that now would be a great time if you have pharmacy already on your background to go ahead and start trying to get it out there.
Okay, definitely. All right, that's fine. That's my question. Thank you for your answers.
I would also recommend like a drug safety position as an entry level, since you are familiar with that, and to connect with people in the group that, we just recently had a pharmacovigilance presentation that we did. So connecting with people that are involved in that industry. And a lot of times too, with the PharmD background, you could be an MSL. So just being able to connect with those people, excuse me, that have the same background as you, and seeing how did they transition in this industry, and just going out, on LinkedIn, or you can send me a message, and ask like, am I connected with people? Because I'm connected with people that have their PharmD. And so a lot of people have different, I guess I would say different positions that they were able to really utilize their degree and in this industry. So if you just want to reach out.
Okay, definitely, because I did an MSL. I got an MSL certificate too. I did that too. So I'm just trying to find the easiest way to get into the clinical research and through MSL as well. Yeah, and definitely I'll keep in touch with you. I don't know if you recognize me. I've been trying to get in touch with you in terms of
really on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. I was asking you about your program, about your training, like the interview program. I did it 2 days ago. My name is Adebisi Ola. I really, I've been trying to get in touch with you. Yeah.
Okay, well, definitely send me. I'm about to say, definitely send me a message so I can connect you. Because we also had an MSL meeting also. Let's see.
Oh, okay. What's the best way? Is it through the LinkedIn or through the website? What's the best way to?
I would say LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay, definitely. I'll definitely shoot you a message. Yeah, as soon as I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have any more questions for Kelly? Olo, we can't hear you.
Hello. My question is basically not for Kelly. I was the one that asked about the remote internship role earlier. Actually, I got into US just recently, and while trying to look into what I can apply in the research industry, that was when I got to know about Black women in clinical research. I talked about transferable skills because I have a background in biochemistry. I did 8 years in the clinical laboratory, 2 years spent on the bench. Then I went into quality assurance, which was more or less like monitoring the entire process in the laboratory. I've been taking some self-paced courses. I had done the Good Clinical Practices course by NIDA. And while reading, it became fascinating because I noticed it's all about controlling and sticking to standard operating procedures. I loved clinical research more after I read on and I continued trying to find out more information. The only problem I keep having is I know I have to start from the entry level, basically, but at the same time, it's not so easy trying to convince research clinics that what I'm bringing is transferable skills because basically they want you to have practiced in the clinic. Most of the ones I've been talking to. But I've been lucky in the past 3 weeks, it keeps getting better every day. I keep networking and connecting. And I just keep telling myself, if I sit behind a computer and try to talk to somebody, it's either a yes or a no. Keeping quiet is not the solution. So I try to reach out, I try to talk to a lot of people to see how best I can put at least one foot in. And a foot in, then probably put the rest in there and get to do something. I've done quite a lot of things that are relatable to what clinical research is. I love reading, I love acquiring skills. I just really need to get to know more. That's why I asked the question about the remote internship. I think being you have locations in Baltimore, in Maryland generally, I would have said, okay, let me go in there and start under somebody and train from where I need to start from. But we'll be watching out and I'll keep looking at the company should in case the company comes to Maryland. Yeah, that's it.
Can I give one, I don't know how much you have, like, as far as going on clinicaltrials.gov and seeing what the nearest clinics are near you.
Yeah.
And
yesterday I went onto Google and I listed like 25 locations around me. And I want to, because I read on YouTube and I see that's one of the easiest way to locate them. Luckily, last night before I slept, I connected to Famaron, which is just like 500 meters away from where I stay. I was able to get the attention of one of the vice presidents there. He asked for my resume, which I sent to him. I'm just hopeful. I'll keep checking and I'll keep trying to connect and tell people what I have to offer and how I can get in there to start something, basically.
Yeah, so
I would just suggest you, like, if research is something that you really, really want to do, you need to, like, learn terminology. So when you do go into interviews, they can know that because you're relating to them in the same language that they speak. So that's where it comes in, like self-educating yourself. You can say, like, I want to do research, but you have to learn research first. You got to you have to know before you can convince somebody else.
Yeah.
And having a good resume also, making sure those transferable skills are listed on your resume. You want to make sure that you connect the dots and other people don't have to connect the dots for you. So if you have experience with the different systems, and if you have experience, with some of the like query resolution or different things that fall under like clinical research, and just looking up those terms and seeing, okay, these are some of the terms that are similar to the skills that I have, and adding that on your resume if you have those skills, so you can present yourself in the best light and they can see, okay, well, she may not have, used the EDC, but she used a system that was similar to the EDC. Yeah, so, you want to really make sure that a lot of the systems, like, even with the child master file, if you have experience with uploading documents and, doing those different things, you want to make sure that you are displaying those on your resume. And so we have the services where we help you pull out those transferable skills. We help you put the buzzwords in your resume, because a lot of times you have to think about, the companies have a applicant tracking system. So you want to make sure that your resume gets picked up, and with other companies, depending on, where you apply for it. But, I think with starting in the industry, it's okay to start small. It's okay to, at a smaller company, it's okay to do an entry-level position. And a lot of times you have to realize that you can work your way up. So if you want to become a CRA, you don't, CRAs, a lot of people don't realize that a CRA is a mid-level position. So applying to those positions and getting rejected, I experienced that too when I first started. I didn't have anyone really telling me that. So I think it's important to reach out to Kelly, reach out to Jess, reach out to different people in the industry, so you can surround yourself around people who are knowledgeable in the industry and can, maybe connect you with other people. So making sure your LinkedIn is, very active and that you're connecting with folks.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Do we have any more questions? I know we're like 5 minutes over. Kelly, did you have any final thoughts? Jess?
No, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You are so
I do want to
welcome.
piggyback a little bit. Off of the entry level things or questions. Because if it's not clinic that you're interested in, and this is for anybody, if it's not in the clinic, if it's another department in clinical research, we have for all of our departments, like if it's in contracts and budgets or if it's in regulatory, we will start with a regulatory assistant position, or we'll start with a contracts and budgets position. And we might just look for someone who has administrative experience and is good with Microsoft Office and Outlook, because we can train them everything else. They can learn everything else from us. And then they grow into regulatory coordinator, and then they grow into clinical research coordinator, and then they grow beyond. So you can look for positions like that too, just to get your foot in, if it's more that side of the industry that you're looking at.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone. Thank you, Kelly. You guys, the culture at IACT seems, great for someone who is anyone really in the industry. And then I know this probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but I recently saw on the news that IACT is doing the COVID booster trials. And so I just thought that was pretty interesting, to see. I believe it said that you guys are one of the first companies to start doing those trials. So I think that's really groundbreaking, what you guys are doing. And the presentation was amazing. You guys make me want to work for it. Because I feel like that's important. And, you really want a company that's going to be nurturing and making sure that when you're doing your job, you're having fun. And, like all the different things that you guys mentioned, I know that it's very attractive for someone who's starting out, who's in the industry, or just looking for a change, or, hey, anybody who wants to relocate to Columbus, Georgia.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons that we are that way too. In our area, there's not a lot of research around Columbus. You'd have to go 2 hours out to Atlanta. So we don't have a lot of people who start with us who have a lot of research experience. So a lot of people who do start with us start getting that one foot in the door. And that's how we develop this culture to help nurture and grow and learn and stay or grow beyond.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for talking about IACT Health, and thank you everyone for joining tonight. Please, please, please. Did you guys want to put your LinkedIn information in case someone wants to, contact you guys, and so they can,
My
network?
LinkedIn is Jessica Williams. That's my LinkedIn. So.
And I had mine up here, and then I thought I should change it to the companies, but then I kept getting the admin view, and I didn't want to do that. So, but I'm Kelly Davis. I'm on LinkedIn as well. IACThealth.com or IACT Health is on LinkedIn as well. And you can reach out to any of us that way. And I want to say, Danielle, again, thank you for giving us this opportunity, and thank you everyone who's here and who wants to learn more about clinical research. because it's not just for IACT. I know I'm here talking about IACT. It's not just for IACT, it's for all of us. It's for everybody in the world, because this is such an just amazing, rewarding, and fascinating industry.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good night.
You guys too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Bye.
See you later.